actually been filming a dive in an oil spill before. And there aren't many firsts left in the world. People so much concerned about this oil spill was the fact that we didn't know what was going on. We didn't know what was going on beneath the surface. Just because it was out of sight didn't mean that it should be out of mind.
When you went underwater, the first time this is ever done, when you went underwater, what was the feeling? What feeling did you have? I mean, did you feel like, I can do this, and maybe I'll have, grease on my mask, or did you think that possibly, I could see something that could really change this?
When we went diving, we had full hazmat records. 9500, which is the chemical dispersant that has been applied over 2 million gallons into the Gulf, is a toxic substance along with the oil itself, which is toxic. So we had to wear full hazmat equipment, rubberized, vulcanized rubber suits, dry suits, and as you said earlier, it's like 98 degrees out there. You go into the water, you just got to stay sitting there on the surface, getting all the hoses tied up and the comms and everything. You're sitting in a dry suit, essentially a big on the water, and we didn't know what to expect. And what it ended up being is we went through about an inch or so of the orange thick sludge. And then we go down into the water, and it was kind of like chunky Campbell's soup, tomato soup. It was this red, thick orange color, and it was swirling around in clouds at 20 feet. Now, so the Gulf of Mexico was not a healthy system to begin with. We went diving there, and I'm not a scientist, I'm a storyteller. That's what my father was, that's what my grandfather was. I'm not a marine biologist. Say that up front. Really about telling stories and working with those guys, the men and women who are on the front lines of doing the science. What we saw indeed when we went diving was this chemical and oil mixture that was swirling around with dead fish and jellyfish and things floating in it, knowing that it is descended through the water column. And subsequently to that dive, we scientists have been down in the Gulf and proven now the existence of these deep water plumes that have very low oxygen content in them because bacteria, and I don't want to get too wonkish on y'all, but bacteria does consume the oil. Bioremediation is the technical term for the idea, basically nature fixing it, cleaning itself. Bacteria does consume petroleum in the environment, carbon, and but it takes a long period of time. And when you have this concentration of carbon, this much bacteria is a lot. It sucks up all the oxygen and creates more dead zones. And so at the time, we weren't sure if that really existed. Now we've proven that that's the case. And what I was just trying to show is that, listen, guys, it's not just stuck on the surface. The dispersant doesn't make it just go away. It's still here.